is on the surface and touched your skin, but because it's within you and it's causing a breakout. The poor construction workers who are tearing up the ground to put in Disney World in Orlando were like constantly plagued by poison sumac. So it's everywhere, and you know, if you want to get rid of it, I'm not going to give you any advice on getting rid of it. It's really difficult. I just want to say two things. Don't ever burn poison ivy, sumac, or oak. The urushiol can be airborne, and then it's really dangerous. If you breathe it in, then you're getting poison ivy in your lungs. Okay, so don't ever burn it. And the other thing is a lot of gloves are not protective enough. It'll seep, the poison will seep right through latex. So you need like heavy duty vinyl gloves. So those are two important things I learned about removal, but you had best do your research on removal if it happens to be somewhere in your yard or something that you need to get rid of, because it's really dangerous to touch and to handle. Also the urushiol is up to 100 times more potent in the roots and in the vines than it is on the leaves themselves. So it's another important thing to consider. And another reason why, probably in my case, in my car, you know, the urushiol came from the stems. It wasn't just the leaves. So it was, you know, really kind of painful. Just really got in there in a very strong way. Okay, so what else did I want to say about some of the myths? Oh, dead poison ivy is still toxic for long after it's dead, like up to 5 years. You also your allergy to poison ivy can diminish over the years as you get older. This is unfounded, but in my research, I did find that pregnant women seem to be a little bit more allergic to poison ivy than they would when they're not pregnant. I'm not sure why. That could be any number of things, from their sort of increased blood supply, could be just their overall sensitivity. Pregnant women are sensitive to lots of things that we're not sensitive to, like heightened sense of smell and so forth. So I'm not sure if like somehow that equates to their being more sensitive. So, and again, you know, if you're pregnant and you have a bad case of poison ivy, you don't want to have a shot of steroid. So a great way to treat your poison ivy is with this product, Zanfel, that I just promoted. So I didn't prepare you for that, but I just want to show you a couple of spots of poison ivy on me that this is like, we're talking about almost 3 weeks after the fact, you know, that have like, they're just finally sort of going away. So like in my case, I did believe that I had a systemic reaction. And again, I treated it topically. And I you know, I went about it in a homeopathic way. That was fine, but it didn't cure me of it, obviously. So there's nothing wrong with doing that, and I don't want to go against that. And I'm not really, you know, I don't typically support going in a sort of like, you know, medicinal way to treat everything, but, you know, sometimes that's what you have to do. And I really felt that this product did the trick. It was really, really helpful. So it's Zanfel. If you want to go to their website, it's thesameword.com. They have an 800 number. You can call them with questions. And, you know, just be prepared if you go to a doctor or a healthcare practitioner, be prepared for them to tell you that you're probably spreading around your body by itching. This myth really prevails in, you know, across the board, whether you're you know, whether you're a doctor or you're just a layperson like me, that, you know, that just believes what we've been told over the years. I know it's a little hard to believe. Actually, the one person who had an interesting take on that was my friend who's a med school student, who, like, when I said to her, I'm like, you know those blisters that you think, like when you scratch them and they produce this little oil that you think is so toxic and full of the, you know, poison ivy venom that you're going to spread around your body? I was like, that's completely inert. It's not doing anything. It has nothing to do with the urushiol. And she was like, you know, as a doctor, now that I think of that, that makes perfect sense, because what's happening, what your body is doing is it's having like, I think it's called an allergic contact dermatological response. You know, it's basically dermatitis. It's basically dermatitis, which is an allergic reaction to some irritant in the skin. So the reaction is not something that propagates more reactions, right? The reaction is a reaction to the toxin to begin with. So I don't know if I can think of a good analogy, but that's how it is, and it's not, you know, that like following that rule of logic, it's not going to. It doesn't make sense that scratching the itch is going to spread it around your body. So again, just to kind of recap, the way that poison ivy spreads around your body is three possibilities. One, that when you first came into contact with the urushiol, it hit different parts of your body, right? Maybe you brushed through a bush of poison ivy, and the thinner parts of your skin are going to react first, or the parts that contacted more urushiol than others are going to react first. Likewise, you got it on one part of your body, and before it fully bonded with your skin, you touched it and then touched other parts of your body, spreading the poison around on you before it had a chance to bond. Second way is by inanimate object. Could be on your shoes, gardening tools, on your dog, and so forth. That's you know, highly likely for a lot of people that they're spreading it around that way. Oh, another thing to think about is you came in contact with poison ivy and then you got in bed. And so the oils or the urushiol on your body is now on your sheets, and it's not going to go away until you wash your sheets. Third way is systemic, where the poison ivy is strong enough that it gets into your bloodstream or your lymphatic system, and you're creating outbreaks from within. Okay? So I just wanted to reiterate that, because that was the most important thing I learned about all of this. All right, let me check my time and then maybe I'll move on. I only have a couple minutes left, so I'm not going to move on to another topic on this very special episode of Mamarama. A couple things I want to say, just that if you think you're having a systemic response, you should go see a physician. Just, you know, just because I didn't doesn't mean anything. You should definitely go seek professional advice. If you want to get, you know, some of this literature, I just saw in the brochure it says a rash of information about poison ivy. Basically, you can get. They'll send that to you at the kind people at Zanfel. The other thing I wanted to say is that using the Zanfel product, it won't harm your skin, and it will actually make you feel better instantly. That was the amazing thing about it. Like, as soon as I used it, it was like immense relief. So not only is it giving you relief, just like many of the topical agents do, but it's also ridding your body of the urushiol in this very specific way. So that's really good to know. And yeah, this whole thing about like more carbon dioxide in the environment, creating these, like, you know, hardier strains of these poison plants is somewhat alarming. You know, it's just kind of a disturbing thought. You know, just another one of the countless fallouts from global warming effects. And, you know, you can believe what you want about global warming, but we do know for a fact that there is more carbon dioxide in our atmosphere than there ever was before. Something like 10 times the amount than there was 50 years ago. I think that's an accurate number. So so this is going to be a problem that will continue to plague us. And you know, the better you can treat it and stay away from it, you know, the happier campers will all be, right? All right, so I think with that, I'm going to close. I wish I had a theme song, but please feel free to write to me, ask me questions. I'm not precisely the expert right now. I know what I've just sort of gleaned in the past few weeks, but feel free to contact the people at Zanfel and they will answer questions, especially if you are a physician or a healthcare practitioner and you want to learn more about this. Okay. Thanks. Bye.